Hello students, I hope you all are fine and you are preparing for your examination also because your examination is very soon, so you have to prepare properly. So today I am going to start a new chapter which is from unit 3rd, hydrosphere. Okay, in this hydrosphere you have to we are talking about this chapter number 10, tides and ocean currents. Okay, the tides and ocean current. First of all, the introduction. What does mean by this hydrosphere? Generally, the water which is available on the surface. Okay, but not only on the surface. Everywhere, the water is available everywhere. Either it is in air, surface, inside the earth, outside the earth, whatever it is. The all the water which is available, it is called the hydrosphere. But in this lab chapter, we are talking about only the surface water. Generally, we know that very well. On the surface of the earth, 71% it is the water and 29% which is the earth. So that's why this distribution of the land in water is very uneven. How it is very uneven? If in last lecture or last chapters, if you studied that this is the earth structure, so in the northern part or northern hemisphere, the most of the part it is in the land part, and in the southern part the most of the part is the water part. So that's why the distribution of land and water is not uniform the whole on the whole earth. Okay, in the northern hemisphere the land part is more, and in the southern hemisphere the water part is more. We know very well about it. Okay, so in this chapter basically we are talking about the ocean currents. Okay, ocean currents. So it's my kind request, before starting this lecture you have to read the book first. Okay, if you read book first and then watch this lecture, then it is very easy for you, because most of the things are the names which you have to see, or the map work which you have to see. Okay, map work, or we can say the locations. Okay, so now the ocean currents, the ocean current and their circulation. Basically, what is the ocean current? First of all, let me tell you what is the ocean current. It is a movement of water. Okay, movement of water. Just like the river is moving in particular direction. Same like that, in the earth, the water which is on the ocean, it is also moving in particular direction. On the surface water is moving in particular direction. This is called the ocean current, not like that the electricity current. Okay, and you also remember about that this their distribution, their circulation. The circulation is not in your part, or we can say that in syllabus, because this year it is omitted. So ocean current, it is of two types, the horizontal and the vertical. So the ocean movement, sorry, not ocean current, ocean movement, it is of two types, horizontal movement and the vertical movement. If I am talking about the horizontal, so it is the ocean currents, the surface water which is in the form of, it is the ocean current, and it is delivered, or it is the governed by the wind. And second one is the vertical. You know that the vertical movement. Okay, the vertical, the rise and shrinking of surface water, the waves. Okay, this is the, so it is in the density, it depends on the density. Now what is density? This density is also depends on the temperature and salinity. The higher the temperature, the lesser the density, because it is just opposite of it, you have to understand. And the salinity means the amount of salt in the water, which also affect the movement of water. Because just imagine, if the salt particle is more, so how it is affecting, the salinity is higher, it means the water density is high, so that's why the movement of water is slower. So that's why this density is also influencing. Then we are talking about that the movements of ocean water, generally it is the ocean current. By this point we can understand that general movement of mass of oceanic water in direction. Okay, generally the movement of ocean water, the mass of ocean water in a particular direction, just like I told, it is in the northern is like that, the southern it is like that. Okay, clockwise and anti-clockwise. I will explain you also in that diagram. So you have to understand, in a particular direction it is moving. Second one, the land heats more rapidly at ocean water. You know very well, the land is heating faster as compared to the ocean water. and because of that this ocean water is also affecting the near areas, okay, the land areas which is near to it, and help in the balancing earth's heat global. How it is? Because I will explain you when, just like if there is a island, so the water which is passing from here, what kind of water it is, hot water or cold water, okay, so it influencing the particular area here and it influencing the particular area here, okay. So these all are about this movement of ocean currents. Then what are the causes, what are the causes of ocean currents? Basically we have to study these 5 causes one by one. I'm talking about the first one. I'm talking about the ocean currents, okay, ocean currents, how, when, how they are causing. So first of all it is the planetary winds. What are these planetary winds? Basically there are 3: trade winds, westerlies and polar winds. Just like on the earth it is a permanent winds, they are moving in a particular direction in particular place. These are called the trade winds, westerlies and polar winds. So these winds, because I already told you the horizontal movement is depends on the wind, so that's why these winds influence the ocean current. So that's why the first cause is the planetary winds. Due to the permanent winds, what is the permanent winds? These are the permanent winds. Water flows in a particular direction. Obviously this permanent winds influencing the water current in a particular direction. Another one is the Coriolis effect. What is the Coriolis effect? The movement, the rotation of the earth which deflect, as I told last time, it deflects in a particular direction, in the right in the northern hemisphere, left in the southern hemisphere. So in the north the current flows towards the right, and southern the current flows towards the left. There is also one terminology, it is called the gyre. This gyre, what is the gyre or the gyros? Gyros means the cycle, in particular cycle. Just like in the northern hemisphere the water is moving like that, in the southern it is moving like that, okay. So this is the flow around, it is in the flow around, it is in the language, okay, flow around. The second cause, it is the variation in the sea water temperature. Obviously the temperature influences so many things, that's why this water is also influencing. Difference in the horizontal and vertical temperature. Yes, the surface water is different, and the deep water, the vertical water is different. Because of that the movement is different. The temperature decreases from equator to pole. Yes, if we see in the earth from the equator, as we go from equator to the pole, the temperature decreases. If the temperature is decreases, the movement of current or the water movement or the ocean current is also changes. Then equatorial region, density low and temperature high. Just like if I explain you, this is the equatorial region. Here the density is low. Why density is low? Because temperature is high. How? Just like if here there is a small amount of water and it is mixed with a salt. I already explained what is the density, okay. So it is salt, but the temperature is very high, so the evaporation is very high. If the evaporation is high, so amount of salt is increasing, the water is less, so that's why density is increases. So in this equatorial region the temperature is very high, because of that the salinity, their density is very high, so movement is slow. I hope you clear. The third one is variation in the sea water salinity. Obviously, as I already told you, from the equator to the pole, because in the polar region the ice caps are there and this ice are melting and the fresh water is there, that's why the density of water is very low, and here in the equatorial region the density is very high. So the current move from low salinity to the high salinity. So how they are moving from low salinity to the high salinity. Then rotation of the earth. Rotation of the earth, I already told the Coriolis effect. Due to the Coriolis effect, it is diverted, it is drifted from right hand and it is drifted in the left hand side. That's why the water is moving in a particular direction. And the last one, it is the configuration of the coastlines. Yes, the coastlines, there are some shallow coastlines, there are some very some coastlines are very mountainous, so that's why they are also helping, or they are also affecting the ocean currents. So I hope you understand what are these causes. Now I am talking about this ocean current. As I already told, these ocean currents I just explain you with a diagram, because it this year their direction is not important, but let me explain you, because if you not see this, or if you not understand this, so then it is very difficult to understand the whole chapter. So it's my uh, request, it is not in course, but you have to study, at least you have to understand what is this. Now see, now I'm talking about the different uh, ocean currents. But what is this ocean currents? Actually, it is a movement. How it is a movement? Just like this is the structure of Earth. Okay, you can see here. Here it is the North America, South America, Africa, Asia, and it is Europe, Asia, Australia. Okay, and here it is the Antarctica, and these all are the Arctic Ocean. Here it is the Pacific Ocean, here it is the Atlantic Ocean, and here it is the Indian Ocean. Now see it carefully. In the center you can see there is a plane movement. Okay, it is called the equatorial water current. What is it called? Equatorial water current. Now you can see here, this is the opposite movement. There are two movements continuously moving. Here is the north equatorial current. Here, from here, now you can see that one, it is opposite, direction is here. Here it is in the north, there is a north equatorial current, it is moving like that, north moving like that. And here it is one more, it is the south equatorial current. So these two movements are continuously in this equatorial region. Okay, now how these movements and how they are named? Now see, you can see along with it they are north equatorial movement, the south equatorial current. Okay, and here it is the equatorial current and equatorial counter current. Now you can see that there are some red lines and there are some blue lines. So red lines shows that this is the hot water current, or then the blue lines, this shows the cold water current. But the hot water and cold water does not mean it is very hot, or the cold does not mean it is very cold. The temperature is different. It means that the temperature of this water is not that much hot, not that much cold, but it influencing it. Okay, now you can see that here there are Gulf Stream. Okay, because from here it is moving from, so it is a Gulf Stream. But here it is a Labrador current, which is the cold water current. Okay, so then this water current is from here, it is deflate, and then it will go from here. But one more water current is coming from here, it is from green, it is come and join here. Okay, so by this way, this circulation of water is here in the Atlantic Ocean. Same like that, it is here like that. Same like it is in the Pacific Ocean, it is like that. It is like that. Indian Ocean, there is a something different pattern. You will study in another in the class 10th. Okay, so you just don't think about it. Here it is the movement like that. Here it is the movement. So here the different names are there. But what you have to understand, because this year it is not in course, so you just understand that just like here it is the Gulf Stream is moving. From here there is a Labrador is current. So here there is a junction where this hot water current and the cold water current joins, and this place is very important, because in this place, because of the hot water and cold water mixing, the area is very foggy, so the navigation is very difficult. But this place is very important for the animals, the marine animals, because the huge amount of planktons are grow here. Because of that, the fish, the breeding of fish is very high here. That's why it is a fishing zone. Same like that, here is the Kuroshio current, you can see, and the Kuril or Oyosho current is here, and here it is also mixing. This is the world's highest fishery ground. Okay, the same condition. Why? Because hot water and cold water is mixing here. You can see here there's Canary current, and these are the cold currents. Same like here it is the Benguela currents, Brazilian current. This is a Falkland current. From now you can see in the westerly winds, here it is the cold water current is moving, here it is the cold water is moving, because from here it is cold water is coming, from the equator it is hot water coming. So by these way this movement is going on. So I hope you clear. If you not understand, actually I tried my best. If still not, please read the book. As I already told you, first of all you read the book, then it is very easy for you. So by this way I told in a single simple concept. From the center it is the hot water current is moving, and here it is the cold water current is moving. Okay, so the water is moving from here hot, and from here it is cold, and these are the circulation. Same like that, here the hot water is moving, and from here the cold water is moving, and the circulation is like that, circulation is like that, circulation is like that. So I hope it is clear. So this is the ocean current, and it is continuously moving. The speed is very slow. It is not like a river. Okay, the speed is very slow, near about 18 kilometers speed. Okay, so I hope you understand. Because of these so many factors already we discussed what are the causes of these ocean currents, and they are named differently because here it is the Gulf Stream, the Labrador because the place is Labrador, the Canary place is here, the Kuril, the Kuroshio. So these all are named because of the place which is very near to it. And the another effect which I already I will explain you is that the water which is passing from here, just like here, so this water is becoming hot. Okay, same like that, the hot water current is passing through it. Here it is the UK. This UK part is getting hot. Why? Because the hot water current is passing through it. But from here it is in the that Canada Labrador current, which is the cold water current. Because of that it is the cold region. They are both in the same latitude, but it is cold region and it is hot region, and it is helping in so many things. Okay, so that's why the water current influencing the area which is near to it. Okay, if there is a hot water current flowing from here, so then the condition is different, and from the hot cold water the condition is different. I will explain in further points. So this is all about that. Now I am talking about the effects of ocean currents. What are the effects of ocean currents? Basically already explained you, but try to understand. Air temperature regulates the air route. Yes, from where the hot water current is passing, the cold water is passing, the above area is the air. The air is also heating. Because of that, the air route is influencing. Next one, it is the eastern. As I told in the diagram, now here, if the water current is passing from here, so in the eastern direction, the most of the hot current is flowing, and from the western part the cold water is current. It is like that. Okay, so it is influencing. Next one, it is the ideal flow, the plankton and fishes. I told you where the hot water and cold water is meeting, it is the best, or it is the ideal place for the plankton. And if the planktons is there, planktons are the food for fishes, so it is the ideal place for fish also. A very dense fog condition where the current is meeting, as I told you, explained you, where the two water currents are mixing. This is the foggy region, so very difficult to navigation for the ships. Affecting the rainfall. Yeah, how they are affecting the rainfall? Now see, this is the land. If the hot water current is passing from here, so then what will happen? Here the evaporation is high and the rainfall is very good here. And here it is the cold water, so here the cold water, they are not helping for the rainfall. So that's why here these regions are becoming a desert region. So that's why you can see that maximum part from here in the western part, they are in desert in the most continents. Either it is America, Africa, whatever it is. In the western part they are the desert area. So I hope it is also clear. So that's why they are also influencing here it. So after rainfall, they are cold or warm, which I told you. If there cold water current is passing, there is no rain. If the warm water current is passing, it means the heavy rain, because it is also helping it. Help in navigation, just like I am giving one example. The water Labrador current is passing from here, it is in UK. So UK, it is in the part of colder region, but here it is frozen completely. But because of this water current, it is melted, the ice is melted, and that's why the ships are continuously moving here. But it isn't just opposite in Canada. The Canada is the Labrador current is here, so that's why it is frozen. So that's why navigation is very difficult. So that's why it is also helping in the navigation. So this is all about the current, ocean current. Now I'm talking about the tides. Now what is tides? the alternate rise and fall in the surface water. Okay, this also the surface water is rising and falling of the ocean in a regular rhythmic motion. Regular rhythmic motion means in a particular time it is continuously moving. It is like that. Okay, twice. Okay, in a one day, twice, two times, about 24 hours. In a 24 hours, due to the alteration of force by the sun and moon, the attraction force of sun and moon, it is called tides. Now let me clear you. It is in the language. Actually, there is a force of attraction applied by the, now this is the earth, it is the sun, and it is the moon. When the force, attraction force is applied by it, so the surface water which is on the earth, it is also moving, either it is bulging or it is depressing. So that's why this is the attraction force applied on the earth water, and this earth water is rising or shrinking, and this is called the tides, and it is happening twice a day. Now see, now what are the causes of these tides? First of all, the gravitational force. What is this gravitational force? You know very well about it. Each uh, either it is the earth, either it is sun, moon, every object which is in the universe, they are having their own gravitational force. So now what will happen? Gravitational force pulled by the moon and sun towards the earth, but we know that very well, the moon force is very high, very more, because the distance from the sun and the distance from the moon and the earth is very less. So that's why the more force is attracted applied by the moon, and the sun is applied very less force of attraction. But why? Because it is very far. Even if I'm talking about the size of sun is very high as compared to the moon, but in the earth it is very near to it and it is very far. That's why. The second reason, it is the influence of the moon. Influence of the moon, how they are influencing? Now see, the high tides and low tides. Now see, you can, this is the diagram of that earth. So earth, you can see L1, L2, H1 and H2. When the moon is applying force here, attraction force, so from in H1 and H2, the water is bulges, the water is arising, and this is called the high tides, and the water is lowering here in the L1 and L2, it is the low tides. So by this way, this moon is influencing the water. Next one is the rotation of the earth. The rotation of the earth, as I already explained, this is rotation of the earth and it deflects because it is called the Coriolis effect. So the moon travels in its orbit in the same direction and the earth in its motion. It takes near about 24 hours and 52 minutes, because the earth as well as moon both are rotating in the same way, very few differences there. So that's why it is continuously affecting on it. So this is all about it. Now there is a magnitude of tide. Magnitude of tide means how much it is attraction force. Okay, if it is in talking about the open ocean, so only half meter, because it is very broader part and the water is very very less shallow. We can say that means very high water surface, or we can say the amount of water is very high. So that's why only half meter can rises. I'm talking about the rising. Okay, in the shallow margin where the water is very shallow, in the near about the coastal areas, near about 10 meters. In the estuaries area, estuaries you know about it, from the mouth of the rivers. Okay, so estuaries near about 12 meters, and near about average, I'm talking about the average, so the average it is only 4 meters. So we can understand that the average height of these tides is 4. In the open it is half meter. Okay, half meter, and in the shallow margin 10 meters, and estuaries means near to coastal areas, near to the land part, the tides are very high. The magnitude of tides is very high. Now see the types of tides. Now basically these types of tides are the two types. Basically it is the spring tide and neap tide. What is this? Spring tide, it's affect due to the sun, earth and moon. They are in the same direction. Now how they are in the same direction? Now this is the earth, here it is the sun, and here it is the moon. so they are all in the same line, straight line. So because of that, the earth water is very influencing. That's why this is the water part. Okay, just let me, this is the water part, the bulging water part. Okay, this is the water bulging of the earth. So due to it, because it is in the straight line, you can see that the sun and the moon both are applying force together in the same time. So that's why when this action is happen, it is on the full moon and the new moon day. Okay, full moon and the new moon day, because they are both in the same position, and that's why these high tides are very high and the low tides are very low. What is this high tides and low tides? Now these are high tides and these are the low tides. Okay, now see, on the opposite second one, it is the neap tide. What is this neap tide? They are not in a straight line, they are in the right angle. What is this right angle? When this right angle, this is the earth, here it is the sun, and here it is the moon. So they are moving, or they are applying force oppositively. Okay, how oppositively? Here the force of moon is attracting, here the sun force is attracting, and due to it the movement is not that much high. So that's why it is called the neap tide or low tide. We can say that the low tide. Okay, so it is in the that time. And I'm talking about the timing of tides. I think I cleared the neap tides. It means the low tides. Okay, the low tides. And the spring tide, it is the high tides. Okay, so the timing of tides, we know that for in 24 hours it is twice, but not exactly 12 hours. The timing, it is of 12 hours and 26 minutes, because I explained you that the moon rotation is little bit different. Okay, because of that there is a 26 minutes difference. So after each 26 minutes the time is changes. Just like if the one tide is arising on 8 o'clock, so then second one will from 8:26 p.m. because after 12 hours na. So in the morning it is on 8 a.m. but it is in evening or night, it is at 8:26 p.m. Why? Because of this difference. Okay, and from the next day, if I'm talking about another next day, so 8:52, another day it is 8:52. So because of this 26-minute difference, the tides are changing their time, but twice in a day. It is a compulsory, twice in a day. So this is the timing of tides. Now what are the effects of these tides? Now see, helps removing debris from the seashore. Now what will happen? In the seashore there are so many materials which are collected. So when tides are coming, the water is take with it, and then this area is cleaning. Okay, it is very helpful for the human beings. Why? Because their polluted things are automatically clean. Second one is, and even sometimes because nowadays the pollution is very high in the ocean water, that's why these are also collected. Okay, debris, it means also that some other natural things also. Okay, help ship to enter in the harbors. Now what will happen? There are some harbors. Harbors means the station where the ships are there. So these are the stations. So here the water is very shallow, the ship cannot float here. So that's why these harbors are constructed like that. When the tides are coming, so this area is completely filled with water, then ship can enter very easily, and the gates are closed from here. When the tides are gone, no problem. Then again tides are coming, then the water is completely filled, and then the ships can go. So it helps in the harbors for the ship. Okay, the tidal energy, you know very well about that. It produces the electricity, producing salt, because the water which is collected on the surface, and this water is used for the making salt. Then govern fishermen for go out, go in, as they know when the tides are coming, so they can go. When the tides are low, they are coming back. So this is also helping for the fishermen. Then ports prevent from the frozen. As I told you, the water current which are near to it, so because of that they are frozen the area which is very completely frozen. So it melts the area, and then navigation is possible for here, possible here. Next one, it is the helping building floodplains. Building floodplains, it means there are some areas where the water is filled and it creates some plains. Now just like this is the lane part, it is not even, this is not even. So when the water is coming and because of that it becomes a completely plain area, flood plain. Okay, then creation dips on the food. Okay, sea creature, it means that the animals which are living in ocean or sea, they are also helping in the their food. Okay, so this is all about that. You just read once. It's my kind request, it's my humble request. Before watching this video you have to read book first, then after watching video again you have to read book, then it is very easy for you to understand this lecture. Thank you so much, have a nice time.